Hi, and welcome to my online teaching portfolio. I used Weebly to create my website. This was a template that I found on Weebly. I thought it was great because it kind of went with the education theme with the apple in the book. I have 6 different tabs: welcome, resume, philosophy, lessons, technology, and classroom management. So my welcome page just has this brief little landing page with a picture of myself and what you'll find on my website. Then I did an about me section. So this section was very wordy when I first started it, so I condensed it a lot, and then I decided to bold some of the font that I wanted to stick out, like what colleges I went to, my childhood education certifications and experiences. I didn't really want to do an audio file for this. I prefer the text over audio, to be honest, in terms of something like this. I didn't want to just click on my picture in this case. I want you to be able to see the text. So that was the choice I made for this. Then I included the place I call home, which was my storytelling video, which I made with WeVideo a couple weeks ago. And I included it in this page particularly because it's about me. It's about my town that I grew up in. So I thought that was just a nice addition for some media. And then I just explained it over here. And then finally I have the contact me section at the bottom. So this is just, please feel free to contact me with any additional questions, and you can click the actual email here, or you can click contact me, which will bring you right to a blank email of whatever platform you use. So in my case, when I click on it, it pulls up Gmail, and then it pulls up a blank email with my address in it already. That's everything for the welcome page. Next is resume. So I added this just little fun little symbol from the internet, and then if you click on it, it'll bring you to the URL. And then on this page, I decided to put kind of like a header, almost describing what the page is about, even though it's kind of self-explanatory, it's a resume. I didn't want to just include the document, so I just had this little saying that I put together, and then references are available upon request. I didn't want to include that. I just felt uncomfortable including it in terms of a class assignment. And then my resume is identical to what I would hand into a district on, say, like OLAS, except for I took out my address and my phone number. Again, for in terms of a class assignment, I didn't want that on the internet if I didn't need to. But it was suggested to me to make the font colorful and bold and change my resume, and I just chose not to. I think it was a good decision. I think it's unprofessional to have a colorful resume. I just didn't really like that option. So I decided to stay with the exact way the resume would look as if it was handed in like a physical copy. And I decided to do a scrolling document instead of just like listing it out on the site in text, because then you can go down here and download it. So if a district wanted to download it for whatever reason, if they didn't have it, or if they just found me on the internet or whatever, they can just download it. And I really liked that feature because otherwise you would have to copy and paste everything over. And then, so that's it for the resume page. I want to keep it simple because there is a lot of words. I didn't want to put a lot on it. Then there's the philosophy page. So this is the philosophy of education. I did a quote by Martin Luther King, just to kind of make it fun for the top part. And then a word cloud, just to kind of brighten it up a little bit. Here's my philosophy statement. I included a picture here of my kindergarten class that I had last year. And I thought it was a fun way to like include my experience in, because it didn't have the kids' faces, obviously, because they have zebras in front of their face. It was Z for Zebra Day, and we made mask. And I think it just kind of goes along with my whole philosophy of like building community and having fun in the classroom and student-centered classes. And then it broke up the text a little bit. You may say it's a lot of text, but to be honest, I've been working on this statement since I was in my undergrad program, and it is condensed a lot from what it used to be. So I decided to bold some of the font. That was a suggestion that was given to me, to change font color and then bold words that I wanted to stand out. So that's what I did in this case, so that I could still keep my whole philosophy statement, because each component of it is important to me. I think each section talked about something different, and I want to make sure the whole thing was on there. And then the whole like idea of my philosophy statement is about building community. So instead of having just the statement, I added down here a building community section for K-12 because I'll be certified elementary SPED and then secondary English. So I'm kind of like a whole spectrum. And these are kind of overlapping concepts for building community in the classroom for all grade levels. Here's 2 hyperlinks. So this is building community in the elementary school with a Scholastic blog, and then here's another website about building community in the secondary school. So these were just so that I could have a few more hyperlinks added in. And then if you go up here, lessons is my next one. So I really like this kind of introducing the whole page. In this case, I want to introduce it so that you would know what's coming up. So I had secondary unit overviews, lesson components for elementary school. So here's my mini lesson screencast on characterization. And then my Animoto also had to do with characterization, so I linked that. I wasn't able to embed it, so I just put the link there, and it kind of like flows nicely together. Here's just a picture of me presenting during my methods class on a unit for an author study of Mem Fox and how I integrated technology into that. I just thought it was like a little nice little personal to break it up a little bit. Here's a conceptual math project that I did, again, for my methods class in the fall. This was just so that I had another video, and it was just an assignment I had done that's short and to the point, and it's math related and ELA integrated. Here's secondary unit overviews for Caesar and Antigone for the secondary English certification. I decided to put them in scrolling documents so that it kind of condensed them a little bit. You can download them down here if you want, or you can make them full screen, which I really like. And I just thought having them side by side, they're very similar, so that way they didn't take up too much space. And that's it for that page. Now technology, I decided to start with another kind of like word cloud up here. Instead of introducing it, I think it's pretty self-explanatory, and I go right into text, so I didn't want to have too much text at the top. Here's my social media statement, and then my pictures you can click on for the hyperlink. Again, I bolded certain words and made them colorful to have them stand out a little bit. Here's my digital literacy screencast about audio in the classroom. Here is the use of podcasts. This was one of my audios, so this is my Vocaro, and I just highlighted what the Vocaro talks about. I couldn't embed this, so I decided just to put the link. And then here are 2 resources. They kind of flow nicely together. The Internet Safety Symbaloo and the Netiquette Padlet, which was my digital citizenship project. It was Netiquette, so online etiquette tips for middle school. And I really like the way this looks embedded. I think it's colorful and fun and definitely middle school appropriate. It's interactive. I have different couple quizzes on there. How to talk on discussion boards, an infographic, and brain pop. Here's a quick summary of tips. And then if you come down here, I have a review of online tools for educators. These were the Edmodo for the social media and Stoodle. And then online resources. Here are hyperlinked links to my annotated bibliography. And then finally, classroom management. So classroom mission statement, this is just a small statement that I have. I think it's broad, general, kind of covers K-12. And then teach teachers how to create magic is a TED Talk that I decided to include, again, to have another video. So I think it's inspirational. It really encourages you about classroom management and how to just think of the class as a whole, and ways to kind of inspire teachers going into the year. And then down here is just 19 big and small classroom management strategies. This is just another hyperlink to Edutopia blog. I really love Edutopia blogs. This one, though, really aligned, like I said, nicely with my beliefs with classroom management. So I thought instead of listing a bunch of things, I could hyperlink it. So overall, that's my website. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.